shit.
Let me just come right out.
Oh, I'm gonna call him. Don't come up right now, bud. Alright, subscribe just because I'm using your shit. Alright, the Philippine tourism crisis. What nobody wants to admit in 2025. What is all the passport bros fucking shit up now? So I know streamers were fucking up Japan. Lonely horny dudes are fucking up to Philippines. Alright, let's get into see what's Gucci.
Let me just come right out and say it. The Philippines has a problem. And it's not the kind you solve with a catchy slogan like, "It's more fun in the Philippines," or a glossy beach photo. It runs deeper. It's about trust. Because here's the truth. Tourists might come once, but too many never come back. Why? The same reasons plastered on travel forms, or vented about in YouTube
They get
comments.
robbed, bud.
The taxi scams at the airport where you're charged double or triple before you've
you still
even
get
left the
robbed.
terminal. The foreigner prices slapped on menus and tour packages once they realize you're not local. The fake tour guides who promise paradise and deliver headaches. And then there's the darker side, the scams that ruin vacations and reputations. The petty theft, bag snatching, card skimming, and yes, even the nightmare stories where a tourist is invited out for drinks, drugged without realizing it, and wakes up hours later with their wallet, passport, and dignity gone. Add in the occasional violent crime that makes international headlines, and you start to see the bigger picture. Tourists talk, and when they do, these stories spread faster than the pictures of the sunset in Palawan. So let's not sugarcoat it.
Well, honestly, when you go on traveling to any foreign nation, you shouldn't give everybody your full trust. Always assume somebody's trying to fuck you. Especially when you're somewhere where you're not supposed to be or somewhere where you've never been before. Always assume somebody's trying to scam your ass. Someone's trying to fuck you over and take your shit. Like, I know it's fucked up to say because you can't trust your fellow man, but you really can't. I always tell everybody if you're going to help somebody, never help somebody unless you're willing for them to fuck you over. So basically what I'm saying, if you can't handle this douche fucking you over, you should have never helped in the first place. I'm going off tangent, but either way, sounds like a shithole.
The Philippines is falling behind. Not stumbling, not lagging a little bit, full on falling behind while its neighbors sprint ahead. And it hurts me to say that because I love this country. I've traveled its islands. I've met some of the friendliest people you'll ever encounter. I've seen beaches so stunning they don't even look real. But numbers don't lie. The Philippines is expected to receive around 6 million visitors in 2025. That might sound like a lot on paper, but put it side by side with its neighbors, and the gap is
Well, look at that. It looks like trash all over the fucking place. It looks like a third world shithole.
brutal.
And no qualms to the fucking Philippine people because they are kind of like strapped, like financially. And I'm not really sure about how their political shit's going or their government, but I do know there's a lot of crime and bullshit going down there. And I never traveled to anywhere outside the United States because the rest of the world sucks dick. Being real, just my opinion. But if you're going to go, why would you go to a vacation somewhere where there's literally fucking trash every fucking where? Looks like goddamn Baltimore or Detroit. We got this here. Why would I travel?
But put it side by side with its neighbors, and the gap is brutal. Thailand drew a massive 35.5 million tourists in 2024, and Malaysia welcomed more than 25 million that same year. So yeah, something's broken. And as someone who's been back and forth here for years, I feel it. This isn't me trash talking
Cool
the
ass
Philippines.
boss.
It's me trying to be real about what's happening. Because if nobody says it out loud, how does anything change? Let's talk about money first, because that's where travelers feel the pain immediately. The Philippines used to be seen as a cheap getaway. You'd hear backpackers say, "Oh yeah, go to the Philippines. It's a bargain compared to Thailand."
Well, something like that's what I see in life is it's nice when not everybody goes there, but when everybody starts going there, it turns to a shithole. Like a swimming hole, fishing hole, a nice restaurant. I don't know, it's just my viewpoint.
Not anymore. Those days are gone. Domestic flights here, easily 2 to 3 times more expensive than in neighboring countries. You want to hop from Manila to Palawan or Cebu to Siargao? Better brace your wallet. Meanwhile, in Vietnam or Thailand, you can fly across the country for the price of a dinner and a couple of beers. Hotels? Mid-range places in Manila or Cebu can cost more than similar spots in Bangkok or Ho Chi Minh City, and the quality doesn't match. Food? It used to feel cheap, but now when you compare, Vietnam blows the Philippines out of the water. A bowl of po on the street in Hanoi is $1. A decent meal in Saigon is $3. In the Philippines, you're often paying the same as Thailand, without the same level of service or cleanliness. And then
Because they know, like, rich American fuck. Rich American fuck, come here. Rich European fuck, come here. Cheap money lady boys. Well, that's Thailand. But anyways, as soon as the population knows that the rich fucks are coming and they're dumb and they can charge them because they don't speak the same language, you start getting the scammers and all that. It's plus with low police rate and high crime, it's going to be even worse.
there are the hidden costs: terminal fees, ferry charges, random surcharges for foreigners. You don't see that as much in Thailand or Malaysia, where the price you see is the price you pay. Here, it's death by 1,000 cuts. You leave feeling nickeled and dimed. Now let's get into the thing everybody complains about, but nobody really fixes. Infrastructure.
You know, I'm actually kind of glad I'm watching this video because I always wanted to go to like the Philippines and shit like that, travel around that area. But like I said earlier, the way things are and all that shit, I ain't leaving the United States. The rest of the world sucks dick. Like, the United States has its problems, it has its shithole areas, California, but it's better than the rest of the bullshit.
The Philippines is stunning. No one's denying that. The beaches in Palawan, the cliffs in Siargao,
The women are pretty hot.
the islands of Visayas, they're paradise, but you've got to actually get to them. And that's where the nightmare begins. The roads? Rough. Transportation? Chaotic. You want to get from Manila to anywhere else? Prepare for long waits, delayed flights, or paying a fortune. Manila's airport, Ninoy Aquino International, is consistently ranked as one.
I know this is stupid of me, but Susie said that in Illinois, I thought of Doodle Bob. Oh my god, I need to grow the fuck up.
One of the worst in Southeast Asia. It's
It's
overcrowded, outdated, and stressful from the moment you land. I've heard people call it a disaster zone, and honestly, that's not far off. Yes, Cebu's airport is better, sleek, modern, a glimpse of what the country could have, but that's one bright spot in a system that otherwise feels broken. Compare this with Bangkok's Suvarnabhumi Airport or Kuala Lumpur International. Huge, organized, relatively smooth. The difference is night and day. And walkability? Forget it. Most cities in the Philippines aren't built for pedestrians.
They're built for fucking goat car, motorcycles, and wherever the fuck that shit is, the sidecar. Well, do you really expect a third world country or shithole to pay attention to their infrastructure? Not really. Well, I shouldn't really call the Philippines a third world shithole. It's just more of a shithole.
Sidewalks are cracked or non-existent. You're dodging traffic or stepping in mud puddles half.
What I don't like the most is just how densely populated shit is. I am not a city person or being around huge fucking crowds person. Stay away from that, far away.
The time. In Bangkok or Hanoi, you can walk around, explore, soak in the atmosphere. Here, you're relying on Grab or taxis, which adds cost and kills spontaneity. Then there's the issue nobody likes to bring up because it feels uncomfortable: safety. Now, let me be clear. Most of the Philippines is safe enough for travelers.
Bro, you go to a foreign nation, safety is like... That's why I say you don't trust nobody and shit. Everybody's trying to scam you or fuck you. You leave it, you go into a place where you don't really speak the language and shit. Yeah, you have to have your antennas up all the time, like traveling and stuff. Just be wary of everybody. Not everyone's your friend. especially when you're going overseas. Fucking life's a dollar, like fucking 25 cents cheap.
The people are warm, kind, genuinely some of the friendliest you'll meet anywhere. But perception matters. And when stories hit the headlines, like that Korean tourist killed in Angeles, it rattles people. Add to that ongoing incidents in Mindanao, plus petty theft and scams in some tourist areas, and suddenly the Philippines doesn't feel like the safe, carefree paradise it wants to be. Meanwhile,
It's just like every
Thailand,
other city in the world, bud.
Vietnam, and Malaysia are perceived as cleaner, safer, and more organized. Even if that's not 100% the reality, perception drives tourism. And let's be real, when tourists feel uneasy, they just pick somewhere else. It's not just short-term tourists. Long-term expats are feeling it too. I've met so many foreigners who come here starry-eyed. They love the easy visas, the friendly locals, the English language, and yes, the dating scene. But after 2, 3, maybe 5 years, they start packing up. Why? Because the cracks start showing. Healthcare is weak. Travel costs add up. Infrastructure headaches pile on. Safety becomes a nagging worry. And then they visit Thailand or Vietnam and realize life can be smoother, cheaper, and healthier over there. I know couples, foreign guys with Filipino partners, who end up moving to Malaysia or Vietnam. Why? Better healthcare, better infrastructure, better value for money. That's a brutal truth. The Philippines is great for falling in love, but for building a long-term, stable
Well, you got money to do all that shit. I guess it's more advantageous to do it.
life, a lot of expats eventually outgrow it. Now, before this all starts to sound like I'm dumping on the Philippines, let me say this. There's a reason people keep coming back. The people are incredible. I've traveled all over the world, and I've rarely felt as welcomed as I do in the Philippines. There's a warmth, a humor, a genuine friendliness here that you can't put a price on. English being widely spoken makes life so much easier.
That's
For
a blessing.
digital nomads or retirees who don't want to wrestle with a language barrier, that's gold. And the natural beauty? Unmatched. White sand beaches, crystal clear waters, hidden lagoons, sunsets that feel like paintings. Those things don't disappear just because the infrastructure is messy. So yeah, there's still magic here. But right now, that magic isn't enough to compete with neighbors who are just doing things more efficiently. Here's where I've got to be real with you. I get frustrated because I want the Philippines to succeed. I want it to rise up and compete with Thailand, with Vietnam, with Malaysia. It has all the raw ingredients. But then I see the same problems year after year. Expensive flights, broken airports, chaotic cities, political instability, dual pricing. And I think, why aren't these things being fixed? It's like having a beautiful restaurant with a world-class chef, but
Why fix shit? Why try to fix something if it's already working good enough? Like, everybody's getting a little bit of their hands greased a little bit. So what's the point? Corruption fucks everything up.
the lights keep flickering, the floor is sticky, and the menu is overpriced. People will admire the place, maybe even stop in once, but they won't keep coming back if the basics aren't right. And here's where I've got to pause, because it's easy to rant and say the Philippines is failing, but it's more complicated than that. This is an archipelago of over 7,000 islands. Of course, it's harder to manage transport and infrastructure compared to a single landmass country like Thailand or Vietnam. Of course, costs are higher.
Well, honestly, what I'm getting out of this video is you just bitching about not having first world amenities like infrastructure and not being scammed. Don't go vacation or trying to live in another country that's lower than your original where you come from and expect the same shit, bud. Like I said, I wouldn't call the Philippines a third world shithole, but I still call it a shithole. It's a beautiful shithole. But, hey, I feel like you're being a little too spoiled here, bud.
When you're flying between islands instead of taking a bus. There's also a resilience here that deserves respect. Filipinos make do with what they have,
Thanks
and
for
they
the
do
follow,
it
my
with a
bro.
smile. They work around the broken systems in ways that would humble most of us. So no, it's not black and white. It's not, the Philippines is bad, the neighbors are good. It's, The Philippines has incredible potential, but it keeps tripping over the same obstacles. Fix the airports, make arrivals smooth, organized, and welcoming. Cut domestic flight prices, or at least subsidize routes so people can afford to explore the islands. Invest in healthcare. Expats need to feel safe getting treatment here. Crack down.
I'm gonna tell you why that ain't gonna fucking happen, friend. That's all that money that could go towards what you're talking about. That's money going in the pockets of the people that run the place. You know what I mean? Like all it's running fine how it is. People still come. They still make money. Everybody getting greased up. So all that extra money that's actually meant for the infrastructure, airport, and all that other shit, yeah, that goes into the officials' pockets. You know what I mean? That's how it works.
Down on scams and petty theft. Protect the country's reputation. Stop dual pricing. Nobody likes feeling ripped off just for being foreign. Make cities walkable. Sidewalks, public transport, basic urban planning. It matters. These aren't small fixes, but they're the kind of foundation you need if you want tourists and expats to not just come, but stay. If the country can fix even a few of the basics, it could absolutely bounce back. Tourists want to love it here. Expats want to stay. The potential is there. So where does that leave us in 2025? Tourism is down. Expats are leaving. The Philippines is ranked dead last in arrivals compared to its neighbors. Costs are high. Infrastructure is weak. Safety perceptions aren't great. That's the cold, hard reality. But the story isn't finished. The Philippines is still breathtaking. Still full of some of the kindest people you'll ever meet. It's still a place where memories are made, where lives are changed. The question is whether the country wants to step up, compete, and claim its spot as a true heavyweight in Southeast Asian tourism, or keep letting its neighbors steal the show. For now, my take is simple. The Philippines is beautiful, but beauty alone isn't enough anymore. And that's the truth. So what do you think? Are these just growing pains the Philippines will work through, or are the problems serious enough to keep tourists and expats away for good? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your take. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.
I'm gonna tell you now, tourism is not gonna stop. People are gonna still keep going there, especially the passport bros. Like you said, it's a beautiful place. It has some problems with it. That's what you get for going to a second world corrupt country, bro. Every country's corrupt. The United States is corrupt. I ain't sitting on a I'm holier than thou fucking standpoint, my dog. What I'm saying is, you're expecting first world accommodations in a second world. And until the ruling class of the Philippines decide, like, hey, it'd be more advantageous and more profitable for us to actually have better infrastructure, airplanes, and crack down on the dual pricing. Ain't shit gonna happen, dog. It's all about what the people that run the pony show want. And right now, everything's running smoothly. Everybody's getting greased up. Nobody's complaining, and all that extra money that's going to the planes and infrastructure is going in the pockets of the officials. So yeah, I feel like you're just complaining too much about a second world country doing the best it can to survive.